Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between emerald forests and sapphire seas, there lived a prince who carried a curse as heavy as the crown he was destined to wear. This is a tale of silence, courage, and the power of finding one's true voice, a story that will echo through the ages. In the grand castle of Eldoria, where golden spires kissed the clouds and the rivers sang lullabies, Prince Alaric was born under a strange and sorrowful star. His birth was celebrated with feasts and fireworks, for he was the first and only son of King Alden and Queen Seraphina. But as the years passed, the people of Eldoria began to whisper. The prince, now a young man of 18, had never spoken a single word. His voice was locked away, not by choice, but by a curse cast by a vengeful sorceress long ago. The curse was simple yet cruel. Prince Alaric would remain silent until he found his true voice. No one knew what this meant, not the wise sages, not the royal advisors, and not even the prince himself. Without his voice, Alaric was seen as weak, unfit to rule. The kingdom, though prosperous, grew uneasy. A ruler who could not speak could not lead, or so they believed, but Alaric was not weak. Though his lips were sealed, his mind was sharp, and his heart was brave. He spent his days studying the ancient tomes in the castle library, learning the art of strategy, diplomacy, and swordplay. He communicated through gestures, expressions, and the occasional scribbled note. Yet, despite his efforts, the shadow of the curse loomed over him, and the kingdom's trust in him wavered. In the shadows of the castle, a man named Lord Malvora watched and waited. Once a trusted advisor to the king, Malvora had grown bitter and power-hungry over the years. He saw Prince Alaric's silence as an opportunity, a chance to seize the throne for himself. Malvora was cunning, his words as smooth as silk and as sharp as daggers. He began to spread rumors among the people, sowing doubt about the prince's ability to rule. A king who cannot speak cannot protect us, Malvora whispered in the ears of the nobles. What if an enemy attacks? How will he rally the troops? How will he negotiate peace? The people, already anxious, began to turn against Alaric. Even King Alden, though he loved his son dearly, grew uncertain. Malvora's influence spread like a poison, and soon, the king fell gravely ill. With the king bedridden, Malvora took control of the kingdom, ruling from the shadows while the prince remained silent and powerless. One fateful night, as the moon hung low and the stars wept silver tears, Prince Alaric had a dream. A radiant figure, cloaked in starlight, appeared before him. She was the sorceress of echoes, the very one who had cursed him as a child. But her eyes were no longer filled with anger, they were kind, filled with regret. Prince Alaric, she said, her voice echoing like a distant melody, the curse was never meant to harm you. It was a test, a challenge to help you find the strength within. Your true voice is not the one you speak with your lips, but the one that resonates in your heart. To break the curse, you must embark on a journey to discover who you truly are. Only then will your voice be freed, and your kingdom saved. When Alaric awoke, he knew what he had to do. With a satchel of supplies and his trusted steed, a white stallion named Solis, he set off into the unknown. His journey would take him through enchanted forests, across treacherous mountains, and into the depths of his own soul. Alaric's first trial came in the Whispering Woods, where the trees spoke in riddles and the air hummed with magic. There, he encountered a wounded fox with fur as red as autumn leaves. Though the fox could not speak, its eyes pleaded for help. Alaric tended to its wounds, using herbs he had learned about in his studies. When the fox was healed, it transformed into a spirit guide, leading him safely through the woods. You have shown kindness without expecting reward, the spirit said. This is the first step to finding your true voice. Next, Alaric faced the mountains of solitude, where the wind howled like a grieving wolf. At the peak, he met an old hermit who challenged him to a game of wits. The hermit posed a riddle: what is louder than thunder, yet makes no sound? Alaric thought deeply, then wrote his answer on a piece of parchment, the voice of the heart. The hermit smiled, revealing himself to be a guardian of wisdom. You understand that true power lies not in words, but in actions and intentions, the guardian said. This is the second step. Finally, Alaric descended into the caverns of reflection, where mirrors lined the walls, each showing a different version of himself. Some mirrors showed him as a mighty king, others as a humble farmer, and one even showed him as a tyrant. Alaric realized that his true voice was not defined by his role or title, but by the choices he made and the person he chose to be. You have seen the many paths before you, the sorceress of echoes said, appearing once more. Now, you must choose who you wish to become. With the curse lifted, Alaric returned to Eldoria, his heart filled with newfound courage and clarity. He arrived just in time to stop Lord Malvora from declaring himself king. Standing before the people, Alaric spoke for the first time, his voice strong and clear. A king's strength is not in his voice, but in his actions, he declared. I may have been silent, but I have always listened. I have learned, I have grown, and I am ready to lead. The people, moved by his words and the wisdom he had gained, rallied behind him. Malvora, exposed for his treachery, was banished from the kingdom. King Haldan, seeing his son's transformation, passed the crown to Alaric with pride. Under Alaric's rule, Eldoria flourished like never before. He was a king who led with compassion, wisdom, and the strength of his true voice. The curse, once a burden, had become a gift, a reminder that the greatest power lies within, and so, the tale of the prince who couldn't speak became a legend, told and retold through the ages. It is a story of courage, self-discovery, and the magic that happens when we find our true voice. If you enjoyed this enchanting tale, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment below. Let us know what you think of Prince Alaric's journey and what lessons you took from his story. Until next time, may your heart always find its true voice.